Good morning, good morning. August 28th. Hopefully you guys are excited after a weekend that we just had, and then we had Powell speaking last week. Today there's no news. Tomorrow we have job openings and S&P home price index. Wednesday, ADP, GDP, a whole bunch of information coming out on Wednesday, pending home sales as well. Thursday, initial jobless claims, PCE, core PCE, a lot of information coming out on Thursday. Friday, we have non-farm payroll and unemployment rates. Make sure you guys check this out on Market Watch, jumping over towards the charts. First things first, we're starting off with NVIDIA. NVIDIA basically had an overall sell-off. We're holding above that 1-year EMA around like 451. So we definitely want to pay attention to what's happening to NVIDIA, especially right now, now that it's basically sitting on top of that 1-year EMA. It could turn bullish over here, so watch for the break above at least four. 1 second. Watch for the break above 465, and then we can start pushing up higher. 465 is the 180-day EMA. So once we start to hold above there, we could basically start changing trend. Below the EMA is bearish, above it is bullish. So make sure you guys set your alert at 466. Once we break that 466, gonna jump over towards the 20-day over here. You can see right now we are trying to get below the 20-day trend line, but if we get above the 180-day, which is very close at 466, we could get into this pocket over here where we could start going up towards 480. To the downside, you want to watch for a break below 456. Then we can start going down towards 450. Around that 450 level, we could have to watch out for that SMA over here on the 20-day. This could actually act as support. So make sure you guys are paying attention to that as well, right? Make sure you guys set your alerts. Make sure if you're in a short position, make sure you understand that, hey, this SMA could act as support, right? So overall, the video is mixed. We need to wait and see to see what's overall going to happen towards the bell. Right now, the RSI is getting closer towards the oversold side. So we may see a possible bounce at the bell. So let's see what happens. Make sure you guys set your alerts and keep this on watch. Next stock we're going to talk about Tesla. We're going to jump over towards the 1-year. Tesla is going a little bit of sideways right now. You guys can see that Tesla has a support at 240. Make sure you guys watch for that 240 break. 240 has been a major support level to the downside, right? And it's been a resistance to the upside over here. So make sure you guys watch for the break of 240 before we can start basically pushing up higher. Right now we're at 241, right? Remember that 1-year does not update until the market opens, right? So watch for the break and hold above 240. Once we start to break above there, right, we want to see us kind of hold above that 243 zone. And as we start to hold above 243, then we could start possibly pushing up towards 250, right? RSI is getting a little bit more on the overbought side. It can be more overbought on the 180-day. So let's see how that happens. Right now, we are above the 180-day trade line. So that is showing some type of bullishness. But you definitely want to be cautious around 243. This level was basically a breakout zone. It was a resistance zone on the 23rd of last week. So make sure you guys set your alert for that. If we do start to get below the 180-day, that could lead to some type of bearishness, right? Let's jump over towards the 20-day. On the break of 237, we could possibly short it down towards 234. 234 is the 1-year EMA, and then you have the 20-day SMA over here at 232. So to the downside, it's kind of tricky, right? You kind of have to short it within that pocket, take profits, or use a stop loss, a close stop loss, because this level could actually act as a floor, and we could possibly just bounce off this level over here, right? We could just hit it and bounce and go green. So let's see what happens. We are above that 1-year EMA level over here, so you definitely want to be cautious. Tesla is not going to be too strong of a short until we get down towards like 227. So let's see what happens. We could bounce around. You guys know how Tesla gets, but you could just trade sideways for a while. So watch for the 244 break towards like 250 and higher, and then you could watch for the 238 break down towards 234 on Tesla. Last but not least, we're going to talk about SPY. Let's jump over towards the 1-year. I think SPY closed at 439. We're at 440 this week, so not a major difference in the overall price. SPY looks like it's trying to get above the 1 year. 1 year MACD is still crossed down. RSI is closer towards the oversold side. Doesn't mean it can't sell off. If you jump over towards the 5 year, I think we're sitting right below the 5 year. 5 years at 441. So we got a lot of resistance to the upside. So we need to break and hold above at least like 441 areas before we can start pushing up. 5 year does look like it wants to cross down overall. Let's see what happens. But you guys can see I have the 5 year marked over here as that purple line. So we need to break above 441 before we could start getting bullish. So watch for a break above 441.70. Then we can start going up towards 443 and higher. Right now, we are above the 180-day EMA over here. We've been trying to hold above it since the 25th. You guys can see these are 4-hour candles trying to hold above it. So if we start to break and violate the 440 line, we could possibly start getting bearish. If we see candles holding it below 440, then we can start going down towards 437 and possibly lower, right? Jumping over towards the 20-day, 20-day actually is trying to hold above the trade line. You guys can see these 4 1-hour candles holding above the trade line right here. So make sure you guys keep in mind that this 441 could possibly act as resistance, right? And then to the downside, it gets kind of tricky to the downside, right? Because not only if you was to short from 440, you have the 180-day EMA at 439, so that's high risk, right? Or if you short it from the 180-day, which is 439, you have the 20-day SMA sitting right here at 439.24. So very tricky to the downside. You kind of want to wait for the break of 439, right, for a cleaner short, right, from 439. Then we can start getting into this pocket over here of 439 to 438, then 436. So make sure you guys are very cautious. Make sure you guys are very patient today, especially after the weekend, especially since the market does look like it wants to flip bullish. But we do have a lot of resistance levels to the top side and the bottom side for most of these stocks that we're talking about. So, all right, so that's going to be it. Make sure you guys practice patience, use a stop loss, like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe and comment. Made it to the end at the end of the video. Peace.